Laughing stock. That's one whale of a storm. We better run and hide.
It'll be your hide if you turn tail, Percy. Be brave. Brave the waves. Oh, look.
Candle Cove is a mystery that has been talked about on the internet since 2009. This mystery is about a show called Candle Cove, which aired around 1970 and 1990. Though, it seemed to have been lost in time as the years started to go on. Luckily, an unknown blog was made talking about if anyone remembered what Candle Cove was. Over time, a few people answered the blog, giving their experiences with the show. Please note that I will be reading parts of the form, meaning that the reading will take around 5 to 7 minutes. So, buckle up and get cozy, cause here we go. Does anyone remember this kid show? It was called Candle Cove and I must have been around 6 or 7. I never found references to it anywhere, so I think it was on the local stations around 1971 or 1972. I lived in an iron ton at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove, was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of the cave talking to a little girl. Yes! Okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls, real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. Looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station this was. I don't remember. It was WTSF though. Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean. Sky Shale. I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple of months in 71, not 72. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch it on after the news. Let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove and was about a little girl who imaged herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughing Stock, and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily. And there was Calliope music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name. Janice or Jade or something. I think it was Janice. Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the Laughing Stock in Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a wooden smiling face with the lower jaw submerged. Looked like it was swallowing the sea and it had the awful Ed Wynn voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. Ha ha, I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Sky Shale? In quote, you have to go inside? End quote. Ugh, Mike, I got a chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's why the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go into, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was, and the camera would push in on the laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With his 2 eyes askew, and that flopping foam jaw, and the fishing line that opened and closed it, ugh. It just looked so cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar mustache above really tall narrow teeth. I honestly thought the villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when the show was on. Nightmare fuel. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache, that was the villain's sidekick. Horish Horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he only had 1 eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette. The Skin Taker. I couldn't believe what they let us watch back then. Jesus H. Christ, the Skin Taker. What kind of kid show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the skin taker was on. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings, just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape, and his glass eye that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty. Wasn't his top hat and cloak all sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be the children's skin? Yeah, I think so. Remember his mouth didn't open and close, his jaw just slid back and forth. I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the skin taker didn't look at the girl, but at the camera just said, "To grind your skin." I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory, a bad dream I had where the opening jingle ended, the show faded in from black, and all the characters were there, but the camera was just cutting to each of their faces, and they were just screaming, and the puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically, and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been there for hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it. I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that episode. No. Not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally just standing in place, crying and screaming for the whole show. Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember seeing what you described. They just screamed. Oh God. Yes, the little girl, Janice. I remember seeing her shake, and the skin taker screaming through his gnashing teeth. His jaw careening so widely I thought it would come off his wired hinges. I turned it off and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kid's show, Cove. She said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why. And she said, "Because I used to think it was so strange that you said, 'I'm gonna go watch Cove now, Mom.' And then you would turn on the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show." I really appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching this video. This is something different. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Now, I will see...
I'm not brave.
Oh, yes, you are. You just don't know it yet. You have to go inside.
I'm scared, Laughingstock. There's something in there.
There sure is, Pirate Percy. Don't you want some treasure?
Sure.
Well then, you have to go inside. Oh, look ahead. It's Bravery Cave.
Come inside, Percy! There's a new friend in there, and he wants to play a game!
I don't know how to play.
Oh, he'll show you exactly what to do. Come on. I'll hold your hand. Percy, come in. Percy, I have some new friends to play with, and you wouldn't want to miss it. Come inside. Come inside.
Hello? Is there anybody in here?
Hello, Percy. Welcome to Candle Cove.
Golly, I've never seen a storm wallop the laughingstock quite like this.
Maybe we should abandon ship?
No! Don't leave me! Afraid of what?
It's like someone is always watching me.
There you are. I can see you.
But seriously, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm really glad you guys stuck around. This is a different video than what I normally do. I would like to expand my content into more territory other than SCP content. So yes, expect more videos in creepypastas or scary stories or untold stories, because I find more interest in that than I do SCP itself. But thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next morning. Bye bye.